Hello class, this is Mr. Lochalso, and here is a video on how to make a climate graph using Google Sheets. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create a new Google spreadsheet here. If you don't know how to do that, all you have to do is go to My Drive, click New, and go to Google Sheets. So I've already got one here, and I'm going to title it Toronto Climate Statistics, because we don't want just an untitled spreadsheet lying around in our drive. Next thing we're going to do is go to our climate statistics for Toronto, and we're going to highlight everything here. So once that's all highlighted, we're going to press Control C or Command C to copy it, go back to our Google Sheets, and Command V or Control V to paste it. And there's all our data. So now we're going to highlight all of this up until December. We don't need the annum information right now. That gives us totals, and we don't need that for our climate graph. So next we're going to go to Insert and Chart. So we're just waiting for that chart to come up. And here we go. So we're going to want to change our chart type from column chart to combo. Right? We want a mix of both line graph and bar graph. So we're going to click that, and that's what you should be having right now. Next, you're going to go to Customize. So in Customize, we're going to go to Series. Now, this is the important part, and if you don't do this correctly, you're going to have to do the graph all over again. You want to apply the changes we're going to make to only the average daily temperature. So you're going to click that, and we know that our temperature is shown as a line graph, not as a bar graph. So we're going to change this from columns to line. And then we don't want blue to represent our temperature, so we're going to change this to red. Okay, once that's done, we're going to go back to our series, and now we're going to apply it to average monthly precipitation. Now here's the big change, is we need two axes to do a climate graph. So we were working with the left axis, but now we need to add a right axis for precipitation. So we're going to go to Axis over here and add a right axis. Now it's going to look all wonky and crazy at the beginning, but don't worry, that's normal. You're now going to change this to columns, change the color to blue, and now we have what looks like a climate graph. But we're not done just yet. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to add our ranges for both our axes. So the vertical axis, which is the one on the left, here our statistics sheet told us to use -25 and 25. So that's going to change the data a bit. So you should have that. And then we're going to change our right vertical axis from 0. Now remember, 0 will always be the minimum for precipitation because you can't have negative precipitation. And then our maximum in this case will be 125. Now remember that these numbers are not, not general or rules. These are just numbers that I'm using based on the data I have. You will choose different ones for climate graphs you do, especially the ones for your culminating task. So now that you've got the graph pretty much done, you're going to label it. So you're going to scroll back up and go to Chart and Axis Titles. So we're going to change our title and call it Toronto Climate Graph. And it's always good to put dates in the title. So we know that this is from 1981 to 2011. So there's our title. Then we want to change our vertical axis title. So we're going to call the one on the left is temperature. And temperature is measured in degrees Celsius. So the easy way to put the degree symbol is just go back to your statistics sheet, copy the degree symbol, and then paste it in here. Oh, we lost the editor there, but no problem. You just double click and we get it back. So back here, we're going to go back to our vertical axis title, finish that up, and there we go. And then we're going to put our right vertical axis title. This is precipitation, and that is measured in millimeters. All right, once you've got that, your climate graph is done. You're now going to take this, copy it, go back to your Toronto statistics page, and paste it in there. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment on the Google Classroom, or as always, feel free to email me.